Older people deserve to be respected. But there are small habits, seemingly harmless, that repeat daily, causing people around them to gradually distance themselves. This is not about anger or disrespect, but about a reality. How we behave and interact as we age will directly affect the love and affection we receive in return. Today, we will take a look at 12 embarrassing habits in old age. Habits gathered from numerous interviews with children and healthcare professionals in the US. These habits not only make others uncomfortable, but can also silently affect the happiness and mental well-being of older individuals. In this video, you will learn how to recognize habits that make your children and grandchildren avoid you. How to adjust these habits empathetically without feeling ashamed. A real-life story from an elderly American who changed to receive more love from their family one. Constant complaining. When older individuals constantly complain, the atmosphere around them becomes gloomy. A psychologist in Florida says this is a sign of feeling out of control. Turning negativity into positive sharing can change the family atmosphere. 2. Jealousy of the younger generation. When children and grandchildren succeed, some elders feel abandoned or no longer valuable. Complimenting rather than comparing helps maintain a bond. 3. Repeating old stories. Memories are precious, but when repeated at the wrong time, they can become tiresome for listeners. 4. Over-controlling grandchildren. Loving doesn't mean interfering. An elderly woman in Texas once pressured her granddaughter to quit her job because it wasn't suitable for women, which led to a lot of tension. 5. Refusing to learn technology. When Mr. John Miller in Minnesota learned how to use his phone to text his grandchildren, the distance between them was immediately shortened. He once shared, "Just one text, good luck on your exam, and my granddaughter called me back immediately." 6. Not keeping promises. For younger people, promises are a sign of respect. Forgetting or breaking promises makes grandchildren lose trust. A caregiver in California shared that many young people are heartbroken when grandparents say they will attend a graduation but don't show up without an explanation. 7. Neglecting appearance. Sloppy clothing or body odor are sensitive topics, but can cause others to keep their distance. Taking care of yourself is a sign of self-respect. Mrs. Linda in Ohio shared, "I started wearing nicer clothes at home simply because I want my grandchildren to feel comfortable when they visit." 8. Refusing to move around. Lack of movement not only affects health, but also causes mental stagnation. Just 15 minutes of walking every day can make you feel useful and purposeful. 9. Speaking too loudly. Some people think speaking loudly shows authority, but it can put pressure on the listener. 10. Criticizing the new era. Judging modern music, lifestyle, or fashion makes older people seem conservative. Listening can be the most precious gift to the younger generation. 11. Expecting too much service. When older people expect to be cared for but don't express gratitude or take it for granted, caregivers can feel hurt. 12. Ignoring others' feelings. As people age, some tend to overlook sensitivity, saying things that hurt without realizing it. Try asking yourself before giving advice, "If I were the child, How would I want to hear this? These habits may go unnoticed if we don't pay attention to the small signals. But sometimes, a small change in behavior can completely transform a relationship. And here's the story of Mary Thompson, an elderly woman who realized this and decided to make a change, improving her relationship with her son. Mary Thompson, an elderly woman from New York, once faced a situation where her children and grandchildren no longer wanted to be around her. The story began when she noticed that she often repeated old stories that her children and grandchildren no longer found interesting. She also frequently complained about her health and loneliness, causing everyone to feel burdened. One day, her son, John, gently told her, "Mom, I understand you want to share, but I can't take in this negativity every time we meet. Could you try sharing something more positive?" This made Mary reflect on her behavior. From then on, she decided to change her way of communicating. She stopped repeating old stories, focused on positive things, and started listening to the stories of her children and grandchildren. She also learned to use technology to connect with them, which greatly improved her relationship with her grandchildren. Her family relationships grew warmer from that point on. Mary's story is a clear example that small changes in habits, especially in communication and listening, can revitalize family relationships that seemed to be fading. And if you're wondering if these things really matter, remember the story of Mary Thompson, who changed her entire family relationship thanks to a small change in how she communicated. The bad habits in old age don't come from malice or bad intentions. They are simply repetitions over time. But if these repetitions go unnoticed and unchanged, they can slowly push us into distances that are difficult to bridge. We've lived long enough to realize that love and respect don't just come from others. They also start with ourselves. Ask yourself, what is causing your children and grandchildren to be silent around you? What do you repeat daily without realizing it? You are not alone. Many elderly individuals are asking themselves the same questions, but only those who dare to face the truth will have the chance to reclaim relationships that are gradually fading. If you find this video valuable, share it with someone entering a similar stage. And don't forget to watch the next video, 7 Signs You'll Live Long After 70, to continue your journey to live wisely, healthily, and warmly.